All them dark days led to them bright nights. We play rough, grass stains on our clothes, we are not nice. It can rain fireballs, why the fuck you think that I got ice? If you hit the nigga with his head turned, nigga, they're not straight.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Cold World, and today I got another story time video for you guys. This story time video is going to be talking about the time where I almost died, and yes, I almost died more than once. For the people that are confused, make sure you guys go watch a video before this one, where it's going to be talking about the time where I almost drowned. For the people that don't really care for the story times, I'm going to be dropping another video about like just my gameplay either today or tomorrow, so make sure you guys stay tuned in for that. But anyways, let's get on to the class setup I was using for this class. So I was using the QBZ83, I'm pretty sure the gun is called, and the attachments I had for it was agency suppressor, 15.5 reinforced heavy, field agent grip for the underbarrel, salvo 50 round mag for the magazine, and lastly the airborne elastic wrap. This gun is already a gun that is pretty accurate without any attachments, meaning that there's not much recoil to it. But when you use all these attachments I'm giving you guys, I'm telling you guys, not only it has no recoil, but it's gonna laser through any gunfight you guys have.
Nice.
But without further ado, man, let's get straight into this story time. Okay, so this story time actually is more recent than all the other story times I've had. This story time actually takes place in the summer. So during the summer, I used to have this little security job I used to rock with my cousin. And I know it may not sound like a good job, but I'm telling you guys, it really is. Because one, you make a really good amount of money for like the stuff you're doing there. And two, I was doing like most of the shifts I had with my cousin. So basically, other than that, it was just like a complete vibe. But all good things gotta come to an end, so they ended up separating my cousin and I, so we both had completely different shifts now. So my cousin had to work at this bank full time, and you know, it was a nice bank. And then they placed me at the cemetery. Those are two completely different things, you know. I didn't really fuck with cemeteries to begin with, but you know, I was okay with it because it was during the day, so it wasn't as bad as you guys would think during the day. It was actually pretty nice. But since I was working in a pandemic, you know, it was kind of hard to like get shifts. So like I was kind of cool like with the shift I got, because it's either that shift or no shift, until the pandemic got a bit worse and they ended up closing off the funeral shifts, right? So basically now I just wasn't even working unless like I was covering one of my cousin's shifts, because you know, he just doesn't want to work. So whenever my cousin just didn't feel like working, you know, he'd be like, here, use my car and like cover my shift, and I'd be like, okay, great. One of the reasons why I was so cool with taking my cousin's shift, because at the time I would have this girl I would talk to, which is my girl now, right? So every shift I would take, he would give me his whip and I would go see her, you know, we just kick it for a bit. This routine would continue on to happen for like 2 to 3 weeks until this last day. This last day, my girl and I were supposed to be going to on this little beach day, right? After I got off work, we head downtown, head to the beach and have a little fun. So I was excited, right? So I woke up early in the morning to go pick up my cousin's car and head on to the shift. So during this entire shift, you know, I'm just texting my girl talking about like how excited we are to like go on this little date, right? Because you know, she's always wanted to like do something like that. So I'm like, alright, bet we can do that. And I don't know why, but this shift felt long as hell. I don't know, it's because like I was looking forward to something after work, but like out of every shift I've been to, this one probably felt like the longest. And I've had like 12-hour shifts and 14-hour shifts overnight, right? So after work was done, I'm like, alright, you know, it was really hot, so like maybe I should like go shower first, you know, so I don't stink when I see her. So I decided to go drive home, go take a shower. So after I got out the shower, you know, I had to make sure that my drip was immaculate, right? So I had to pick like the right thing to wear to make sure I see my girl and make sure I dress to impress. So I get my drip on and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, you know, I'm just hyping myself up, you know, letting myself know that I'm fresh. So after hyping myself up, you know, I decided it's time to go pick up my girl and see her, right? So we always have this routine. Every time we see each other, you know, we just make sure we get a bite to eat so we won't be hungry at the end. So she recently put me on this like one nice ass shawarma spot, right, called Osmos. And there will always be like this one certain location that we always go to, right? So like we never been to like any new other locations, right? But this time we decided to go to a new location. So I'm like, alright, you know, that's cool. Because, you know, it's closer to the highway, so we can just get the food and then hop straight on the highway. You know, we don't have to really go on a big ass journey to get to the highway. So we get to the new Osmo spot, and my girl decided that she wanted to pay for it. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, let me pay for this one, right? So I'm like, alright, bet, that's cool. So we go up to the order spot, and she orders the same thing that I always get, which is the chicken on the sticks, I think. It's either chicken on the sticks or chicken on the rocks. But either way, that shit is so fucking good. So we get it, we're waiting for our food, and once we get it, we head to the car, right? So instead of going to the beach first, we actually just decided to eat in the car first, right? So we passed each other our food, and I decided to open up my food, and I noticed that like there was something off about my food, right? So usually when I get my food, I just get the chicken on the rocks or chicken on the sticks with garlic sauce. So that means the only thing I should be seeing on my plate is fries, chicken, and garlic sauce. But tell me why this time I saw fries, chicken, garlic sauce, and then some pink ass alien sauce drizzled all over my food, right? So I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? I never asked for this, right? But apparently it comes with the order at that location, right? So I'm like, alright, whatever. I didn't really think much of it. But before I continue on with the story, let me tell you guys that my body is nowhere near normal. Like, the amount of allergies I have to this world is annoying, right? So I'm allergic to sesame seeds, all peanuts, all fish, all seafood, hummus. The list goes on, right? So my girl, knowing that I'm basically just allergic to like breathing, right? She asked me, she's like, are you sure you should be really eating this? Like, what if you're allergic to it? And me in my head, I'm like, what sauce am I really allergic to, right? I never had a sauce I was allergic to. So I was like, yeah, I'm good, you know, don't even worry about it. This shit's probably not, you know, it's probably like some barbecue sauce or some shit like that. So without thinking any longer, right, I just shoved my face right into that food and it started going off, right? Like, the shit was busting.
This shit busted.
So as I'm eating my food, right, an alarm started going off at the back of my head, right? I started getting this tingly sensation that I usually don't get when I eat food. So I took a pause real quick and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? What's going on? So I started licking my lips and shit, and I started realizing that my shit getting thicker and thicker by the minute. Pause. Like, my shit got so thick, it got to a point where like my lips started to look like Kevin C. Cucumber from SpongeBob. So my girl sees this, right, and she starts panicking, and I told her, like, you know, it's fine, it's not my first allergic reaction, I'm just gonna go home, drink some water, and I should be fine, right? So we're heading on the highway to head home, right, and as we're heading on the highway, my stomach started to hurt, right? I feel like my intestines are, like, twisting in, like, a knot or some shit, so I'm like, yo, I really gotta take a shit, right? This shit getting bad. And after that, I felt like I had to puke, so I was like, alright, this shit's getting out of hand, let me pull over and, like, stop for a second, make sure I'm good. So as I pull over and I'm about to put the thing in park, I just started puking like crazy, right? And after that, I pass out. So after a few minutes, I wake up to the sound of my girl screaming my name, crying, right? So I look around and I'm like confused as fuck, but at the same time, I'm also like super sleepy for some reason. And when I'm looking around, the first thing I notice is that like there's puke all over the car. My cousin's windshield is cracked, but not only that, the car is in a ditch. I don't know how the hell they got in a ditch. I guess I didn't put it in a park before I passed out, but the car was just wrecked. And I guess some people from the highway saw what happened, so they ended up running to my car and pulling me out the driver's seat, right? And as soon as I touched the grass, I just started puking again. After all that puking, I got so tired. I was like, bro, I'm just trying to sleep right now, right? So as I tried to sleep on the grass, the people that took me out the car were trying to tell me not to sleep, right? But I didn't even want to listen to them, right? Because like I already had the allergic reaction, I already puked everything out, so I should be good. So fast forward through all of that, I ended up in the hospital, right? And as I'm talking to the doctor's telling me how he doesn't even know like I'm really still breathing, right? Because I had an anaphylactic shock and I should have been dead in the car. And when he told me that, I was shocked as hell, and from that point on, I never had osmos a day again in my life. But anyways, guys, the moral of the story is to always make sure you guys know what you guys are putting inside your body and never do what I do. Don't be like me, you know, I was being kind of ignorant when that situation came up. But also, if you guys enjoyed the story time, make sure you guys leave a like, turn on your post notifications, and most importantly, make sure you guys subscribe. Let's try to get to 50 subscribers this week. And also, remember, another video is dropping today or tomorrow of just me, you know, having fun playing the game. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.
It's a cold world. All them dark days led to them bright nights. We play rough. Grass stains on our clothes. We are not nice. Rain fireballs. Why the fuck you think that I got ice? If you hit the nigga with his head turned, nigga, they're not striped.